After after completion of the download, okay, now you can go for installing the VirtualBox first. Just double click on this file. It says that, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes. Next. Custom setup. Click on the icons on the tree below to change the way features will be. We have to leave it in that way only. Just do next. Warning, network interfaces. Installing the Oracle 7.08 network features will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect your net. Yes. Okay. Install. Okay. There is a one note. Okay. You can note it down. If in case you're getting an error that some C++ package, C++ 2019 package is missing, so it means like you have to install that package. Okay. So you have to just go to Google. You have to say download C++ 2019 redistributable. Yeah, you have to write this thing. Okay. So you will be seeing this website. You have to go through it. The first one, you have to click the first one, and then you have to download this ARM64. You have to check it out which is compatible for your system. After downloading, you have to install this file. Okay. This is the one package for a C++ 219, which is required for a installing the VirtualBox. If it shows as an error, okay. But for here in our system, I think it was already have been installed. That's the reason it don't shows that error. Okay. In some system, it can be shows if the package is not there, because this VirtualBox need that package. So yes, so we'll finish that once the VirtualBox is installed. Now we'll click on VirtualBox. See here, search for in the bottom, search for VirtualBox, Oracle VM VirtualBox. Click on this. Done. Okay. Now next is like to click on. Now we have to install the Kali Linux, the file which we are having, this ISO file. This is the ISO file. See disk image file, which is 3.8 GB. Confirm it the file size. If you don't properly download this file, then you will got errors and all. You will get the errors. Okay. Now for installing into the VirtualBox, first click on new. Okay. Write the name of the OS, Kali Linux, and now click on type Linux, and here you have to select Debian 64-bit. Debian 64-bit. Select Debian 64-bit. ISO, don't select it. Where it will be installing, the folder, the path will be there. Leave it as like that. Okay. And when you're writing the Kali Linux name, so you have to observe here that in the VirtualBox, is that name is already available or not. If it's available, you have to change the name. Okay. So once it's done, then do next. And the base memory, the RAM, how much GB? If you have a 4 GB of system, then keep 1 GB RAM. If you have a 8 GB, then keep 2 GB, 2048 MB. Okay. And CPU, 1, 2, it depends upon how much processor you have, like i3, i5, i7. You have to focus this thing. So for now, I'll just keep it as 1 CPU. Okay. Then do next. Here, the disk size, how much GB of virtual hard disk, like how the virtual OS will be there, like that virtual hard disk also will be there. Like the main, your disk size is like 1 TB. Okay, this is the real. There is nothing like virtual. But when you're creating a virtual hard disk, then it will be a like virtual hard disk. Okay, like it will be virtually, it will be there. The file where whatever the files you will be storing in the VirtualBox, it will store to the virtual hard disk of your Kali Linux files. Whatever you save, it will be saved in a file where the original hard disk will be there. Okay, the original drive. Now we'll keep it as a 50 GB. You have to see if you have this size or not. I'll keep it as 50 GB. Next. Finished. After creating, and also you can do one thing. There is an official website where it shows you how to install the Kali Linux, the documentation. Installation. Click on installation. You can say how to install Kali Linux in VirtualBox. So you'll see lot of articles, lot of blogs you can see. See guest VM. install Kali Linux on VirtualBox quickest method. So you can follow these steps also. Okay. See, gigs for gigs. There also one website how you can install it. See, different blogs will have a different ways. So one more way is like when you start again directly, you will directly start the OS. It will ask you to select the ISO file. Okay. So we'll go in this way first. Double click on the Kali Linux. And yeah, one more thing you have to note it down. The problem sometimes it like when we select 60 Debian 64 bit, sometimes 64 bits will be not coming. Okay, that time what you have to do, you have to go to the BIOS setup. Okay, every system have a different type of BIOS setup. Okay, like how you can get the BIOS setup. There will be a certain keys. Okay, like F9, F10. Okay, some HP laptops have a F10. If you press F10, when your system is getting restart, and then when you type enter as a F10, you will get a BIOS setup. When then you have to go to into the BIOS setup and you have to enable the virtualization for getting the 64 bits. Once if you enable the virtualization, it means like you are allowing your system to use the virtual tools and all on your system. Okay. So for going into the BIOS setup, there is a key like F10 for HP. Some system will be F1, F2, or some system will be F9. Okay. So what you can do for your easy thing, just go and do Google, like for getting the BIOS setup, what is the key we have to press for your HP or your Dell or your Asus, whatever the laptop model is there, just give this thing and you can get the proper response. Okay. Answers. So yeah, so once we start, it asks that to the virtual hard disk fail to boot. That might be caused by missing of operating system. So we have to insert the operating system here. Click on other DVD, click on DVD and click on other. Then go into desktop RAS security where our that ISO file is there. Select this ISO file and open and click on mount and retrieve. Okay. So now you got this the step where you can install the Kali Linux. Okay. For that blog also is there. See, step by step graphic install, then step by step what language. Okay, everything is there. So first we'll go with the graphic install. So there is two things, like one is graphic install, another is install. So install is that where you will not get the interface like graphic interface. You will not getting. You will get normal simple interface. Graphic install is the interface where very easily you can see the interface will be look good. Okay, that is what difference. So I'll just go with the graphic install only. Click on graphic install. So it's asked that select the language. Click on English, continue, and see your which location you are for your proper time based. Okay, so I will select India, continue, and it's saying configure the keyboard. American English only I need, continue. Then now it's installing the media. Now this the disk, the virtual disk what we have created, the 50 GB. So in that 50 GB only this installation is happening now, not in the complete 1 TB. Only 50 GB what we have created the virtual hard disk. In that only the installation is happening. Now detecting the network hardware, detecting the link on ETH, Ethernet. ETH 0 means Ethernet 0, like your LAN connections. Okay. So attempting the IP version 6 or 2 configurations. Configuring network with DSCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. DSCP is very much important when your Kali Linux will be running. So when you want to get the proper IP address, okay, because you don't need a network connection failed and all when you're doing the task. That's the reason DSCP is very much important, which will assign you the unique IP address for your system. So the host name Kali only. I need to do this. Continue. Just keep it empty only. The full name for the user. So I'll keep it as a full name for the user, new user as a Kali only. Okay, KALI. Don't forget your username and password. Okay, this is very important. Kali. Username for your account as a Kali. Password. Click on so. Kali is also the password, and username also was the Kali only. Okay. And then continue. So it says that partition disk, you have to select the which partition you want to do. So guided use entire disk or manually. Manually, when you have selecting the old disk and you want to create manually the separate disk for Kali Linux, that time you can go with the manual. But already we have gave 50 GB for a virtual hard disk, which is only assigned for a Kali Linux. That's the reason we'll go with the guided use entire disk only. Continue. And the disk what we have created, like 50 GB, it was taking as like 53.7 GB virtual hard disk. We'll install in that only. Continue. Then all files in one partition, or you want to separate the home partitions or separate home and var. So I will do as like all file in one partitions only, recommended for a new users. So I'll go with the first one. So once everything is done, finish the partition and write changes to disk. Okay, whatever you are done with the disk, have you want to write means you want to save it. Okay, continue. Now it asks partition disk, write the changes to disk. Yes, yes, you have to select yes. Okay, because whatever changes we are done with the 53 GB of virtual hard disk, I want to save that changes. Okay, write means save. Continue. Now partition is formatting, installing the base system. So it will take some time for installing. See, as a new user, okay, it will be little complicated, but give your try properly. Do Google. You will get lot of blogs and all, which you can utilize it. Okay. Sometimes some errors you will be getting, just uh, copy and paste of the Google and you will get the proper answers. Okay. Not mean like every time you will succeed with the task. Okay. So lot of errors you will get. The thing is like the way how the logical thinking. Okay. What is the error? So you have to understand about the error and you have to resolve it. So I recommend like every users have to learn Linux properly because it will be very helpful. Configuring the APT. APT, you can note it down. APT is the package installer on Linux. Okay, aptitude. This is a package installer, like how your Android phone have a Play Store to install any applications and all. The same way, APT is the package installer which help you to install the tools on your Linux system. Okay. So it's also initialize the APT also. Now it's saying that what software you want to select. Desktop environment, selecting items, XFCE, the desktop environment, the GUI interface, Genome. So I'll select Genome also. And the top 10 popular tools also I want to install it. Collections of tools, default recommended tools. So and keep it in mind that just connect with the proper internet connection also. And your charging, your battery life also have to be like 90%. Your battery percentage have to be also 90%. You have to observe before doing this all tasks, you have to observe this thing also. Okay. So don't do it in the 10% charge and all. Okay. The batteries will be 90%. Now, once you select this all things, you just focus this thing. Okay. Selecting all, then click on continue. Now it will select and install the softwares, whatever it's required. Okay. Whatever we have selected. See, almost 2720 is installing. So in that 2122 it's installing. Okay, the tools softwares are all are installing, getting installed. Okay, now it's saying that configuring GDM3, the display managers program that provides graphical login capabilities for X Windows systems. Only one display managers can manage a given X servers. So display managers package are installed. Please select the display manager run by default. For display manager, there is two types of display manager. One is GDM3 and one is light DM. So the display manager, like where you will do login and all, the graphical interface where you will do login. So there is a two different one, GDM3 and light DM. So I'll go with the GDM3 only. Continue. See, every steps properly read and do it. Don't like just click. Don't do in that way. Okay. So it's installing. So for the meantime, we'll pause the video. Okay. So it's almost done. It takes long time because we also have started to install this GNOME. Okay, that's the reason. So yeah, now it's a grub bootloader. This is the important one also. So it's in install the grub bootloader, install the grub bootloader to your primary drive. Yes, continue. So enter device manually. This select that this drive SDA, continue. Now your grub bootloader is installing on that. Okay. Now finishing the installation. In few seconds, the installation will be done. Okay. So we'll wait for a while. Okay, installation complete. Please choose continue to reboot this system. Okay, it's rebooting, means it's restarting the system. This is like boot menu. Okay, the grub bootloader. From there, we will switch into the Kali Linux. Okay, done. You have to click on this GDM3 that only we have installed now in this. So this is the username Kali, and the password also we have kept as Kali. Okay, you can check it out and then enter. Then you will get into the Kali Linux, the interface. So as a starting, it will take some time. Yeah, done. Okay, now you're on perfect Kali Linux. Okay, so here a lot of tools you can see, applications, lot of tools you can observe here, and the terminal also is there. Okay, in the down you can see the options like to minimize the screen. See like that, minimizing. See, and maximizing. If you want to keep it as a full screen, click on view full screen mode. Click on full screen mode and switch. Then you will have this interface. If you move your cursor at bottom, you will see this tab for changing the time. Okay, now that's how you will install the Kali Linux into the VirtualBox. Okay, so if you want to power off the system, in the right corner, you can see here. Okay, so here you can see this option like power off option, power off or lock the screen. Okay, if you want to power off in this way, you can do power off, click on this, done. See, it's off. So here is the VirtualBox. So here is the VirtualBox. Go to settings, storage. See, here is the .vdi file. Okay, so you can go through the different whatever settings we can do, audio, network, you can check it out. For now, it's a default NAT. So as you can change the network also, that we will have for the next one. Okay. If you want to start this one, click on this and double click to start, or else click on this Kali Linux and click on the start button. Then it will start the Kali Linux. Yeah, now we'll get into the Kali Linux. If your performance is like doing slow, then you can change the core. Like now we have using one core, you can change into two cores. So then, and also you have to see that your system is supporting five, it's i5 or what processor you have to check. Okay. So I'm using Asus, which is a 6 cores Ryzen processor. Okay. So for that, I hope I can use the 2 core for a Kali Linux. So I can change this one. So it was taking too much time. What we'll do, we'll change the processor. Uh, just go move your cursor to bottom. Yeah, and you can see this cross icon. Just click on this and then click on the power of the machine. Okay. Then right click on the Kali Linux, go to settings, system, processor, change into 2 core, 2, and okay. Then start your Kali Linux. I hope now it will be run faster. Password is Kali. I'll try. Some problem can be happen. So I'll just do one thing. I'll just go to settings, then advanced, just systems. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll enable the PAE and NX. Okay, I think it can improve the performance of the system. Enable the 3D expression. VBox, VBox SVGA. I think we have to use this VBox SVGA. So first we'll start in this way now. Kali. So the systems which supports more than which is Windows 7 more than that. So there is another configuration. We'll try with this thing now. Okay. We'll power off the system first. Right click, settings, system, processor. VBox SVGA. I will select this one. It's saying error. Display screen page. The virtual machine which is configured to use a graphic controller other than the recommendation versus VM SVGA. Please consider switching unless to keep the currently selected graphics. VM SVGA. Enable the 3D acceleration. We'll try to enable 3D acceleration and then we'll try again. Okay, we'll see if any errors are giving or not from the left corner. You have the auto capture, which is okay. If you get any errors now, so it can show the error here also. Okay, now it's working. So we have changed to the settings, system, sorry, display. Okay, it was a VM SVGA only. So when I was doing that as a small screen, then it was working. Okay, now it's working properly. Okay, so that's how you can install the Kali Linux in the VirtualBox. And here is the terminal. Okay, so for getting the root access, you have to type sudo space su and the password as Kali. So when you type Kali, Kali. Okay, ID root. Okay, now if you notice here, sudo means super user 2, space su mean for switch user. So we are switching the user as a for a root. Before it was Kali, as a user was Kali. Now we switch into the root, the main privilege access which are having. Okay, now if you want to update the system, first before that you have to check, go to the root and then check the sources.list file etc apt. You have to update the Kali repository sources.list. So you can see here there is a file will be there, the repository file. If it's missing, you have to update this file. Okay, this line you have to update. Okay, so this is the Kali repository. So where the APT will be connecting, and whatever the packages and tools is required for updating and installing, it will be having the connection with this link only. Okay, so how can you get this one? First, go to your browser. Just type Kali repository. Okay, Kali network repository. This one only. So you just click on this. As repositories, key, network repositories. So that APT, we have talked about APT now. So that APT will try to connect with this link, and whatever the packages and whatever the updates needed, it will have a connection with that. Okay. See, here is this line. So you can copy. If in case this line is missing, then only you have to add it. For adding, you can use this command called as nano etc apt sources.list, and then you have to go to the place and Control Shift V to paste. Okay, it's not completely fully copied. Control Shift V. Then you have to type Control O to save. Then it will ask your file name to write. Okay, this same path, folder path, and the file sources.list. Then enter. Okay, then Control X to exit. Then when you type cat is a tool to view the content of the file. Slash is the folder etc slash apt. See, and Linux is a case sensitive. You have to be focus on that, because if you're using like caps or lowercase, okay, so whatever the folder's exact name with the lowercase and uppercase, you have to use the same one. If you do, and if in the place of a, if you write caps APT, then it will not work, because this is as case sensitive. Okay, and a start with lowercase only. So here for this folder apt slash sources.list. Okay, write fully sources.list and enter. See, we have whatever that we have added, it was came here reflected. Now we already two, like both lines are same. That's the reason we have to edit this. We have to remove one. If it's not there, then only you have to add it first, the repository. Control O, file name to write, enter, Control X to exit. After updating this thing, and also check the time, okay? Your system time. If your system time is wrong, then the update and all will be not work properly. Okay. After doing this, then just execute this command apt-get update. So what it does means now in your system, whatever the update is required, okay, so it will be confirmed from there. Okay, if after doing update, if you want to upgrade the system, apt-get upgrade. See, update, what it does, it will check with the this link. Okay, that repository link, is that any packages are missing or not. Okay, if any packages are missing, okay, connect it with that. Once your update is done, now whatever the update have done with this link, now you want to improve on your system, then like whatever the packages are missing and you want to install it, for that we will be using this apt-get update. See, it's saying that 35 MB of additional disk space will be used for updating this some few packages and all. So if you want to do it, yes, it's updating the tools, whatever there, any packages or new versions are there, that all things it's like doing installing. Some tools are there with the old versions of packages. Okay. So that also it's like upgrading. Now it was, this may take some time. It was saying here. Now it was saying it will take some time. So building formats all are now it's processing. Okay. It's done now. So cat, if you want to check the OS release, so yeah, this is the way you can see that what versions we are running now. Okay. Or else also you can do it by uname -a, enter with what kernels we are using, the kernel versions, this all things you can see, and the IP address ifconfig. Okay, for now ETS 0 because it's a we are using in the VirtualBox now. So the interface it was using a ETS 0, so 10.0.2.15. So now I'll just show you guys like how we can use the another network configurations. Okay, so for that first we will do will power off the system. Okay, we'll go to the VirtualBox, right click here, settings, network. Okay, first we have to create the network. Okay, for that, click on file, then go to tools, then network manager. Okay, after going to network manager, here you can see host only network, NAT network. Okay, now we want to create a NAT network first. So for creating a NAT network, you just have to go to this tab and then on the top, you can see the create button. Click on this. So here it have been created on the NAT network. NAT network and the IP address was 10.0.2.0/24. The CIDR was 24. Okay. Now, once it have been created, you can create more NAT network also. Okay. Then go to the Kali Linux, then right click, settings, network, then click on this NAT, then change it to NAT network. And then you can see this NAT network is there. Once if we created another one more NAT network, it will be name as like NAT network 1, 2. So you can see this thing. So why we are creating a NAT network? Because to if we are using some other OS in the same VirtualBox, okay, and you want to all OS, all machines into with the same network to manage the configurations. So that's the reason we are creating a NAT network. After creating this, then double click on the Kali Linux to start the Kali Linux switch. So this system is not supporting as a graphics. Okay. For that's the reason what we'll do, we'll minimize the screen size. Then it will run properly. Okay. The solution, best solution is like minimizing the screen size because this is like high resolution system and it was not supporting in this way. So that's what I will minimize. Okay. The password is Kali and user is the username was Kali only. See, now it's working properly. Once it done means then you can increase the screen size. Click on view full size switch. See, now you can use it. Okay, now we'll check the IP address. Click on ID to see which user. We are in the Kali user. For increasing the screen size of the terminal, Control Shift plus. Okay, Control Shift and then plus. Okay, now type sudo space su super user do space super user to get in the root access, and password for the Kali user was Kali, Kali. Enter. Get done. ID root user. Now ifconfig, enter. Okay. See, now the IP address have been get changed 10.0.2.15. This is the IP address of my Kali Linux. If in the same place, if we are, I'll just minimize the screen. In the same way, if I'm using the another OS, like Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10, any other OS in the same virtual box, so we'll keep the same network like settings, network as in the same NAT network for the Windows or other operating system to make it in the same network. So once we make it the same network, then what will be happen? This Kali Linux will another systems will be having in the same network like 10.0.2.16, 17. Okay, so how the subnet mask is there? So we will talk further about the subnet masking and all in the networking subject. Okay, so that's how we can install the Kali Linux. And thank you for attending our course.